Kush and Chemtrails, the world's most dangerous podcast.
Yeah, because I came across an article, actually, I think it was on the way in, so I hadn't even looked into this fully, but apparently it might have been Cookbook sent it to us. I screenshotted it. Yeah, shout out to Cookbook.
Shout out Cookie Bug.
Yeah, I like to fact check before I bring stuff to the pod, though, so I was going to give a disclaimer that I didn't fact check this yet, but apparently an oil deal went down, and it was in Ruble, which is a big deal because a lot of the times people don't even realize that we take out dictators and we've had to go to war because other, companies or, countries have tried to change off the dollar as being the gold standard, especially in the oil business. So that's a big deal, man. That, yeah, let's go ahead and read it.
That's what you're talking about.
So it says
basically,
people,
go ahead. Go for it, brother.
India buys 3 million barrels of Russian oil. Go ahead. Go down.
That's all there is. That's all you really got to
got
know.
the
Yeah,
screenshot?
because basically that's all there is. They go into a bunch of details. But what's interesting, brother?
The further detail is though they didn't buy it in dollars. They bought it in rubles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's their currency.
Right.
So they're buying it. So it's hurting the petro dollar. So in addition to that, is they were sanctioned. Russia's been sanctioned.
Right.
And India's going, fuck your sanctions.
Mm-hmm. Give me that money.
Yeah. The oil that you're proposing with the US dollar is too high. It's too fucking high. We don't want to do that. So they're saying, fuck your fucking dollar. Then this happens, dude. Look at this. This is crazy, dog. This is nuts. Saudi Arabia considers accepting yuan instead of dollars for Chinese oil sales.
They've been trying to do that for the longest too.
Bro.
Yeah.
So for what, people don't understand is that yuan is China's currency.
Right.
So right now
they had to get together, bro, because Saudi Arabia wanted to break away from the US dollar for a while, but they probably couldn't do it alone. So now they're getting together with China and Russia.
And Saudi Arabia is pissed because we won't fucking have their back in the civil war in Yemen. So they're like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. But so you guys can get a little better understanding. I know you guys, but for the listeners at home who don't have
well, for all of us.
But let's go ahead and
because we're not talking heads, guys. We don't act like we know it all. We just like to talk through it, and hope you guys like to enjoy listening to it.
Hey, well, I'm gonna tell you this: digital currency is gonna be the way.
Oh yeah,
completely,
for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, because that
I just was wondering how they were gonna do it exactly, and now I see it all coming together. Like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah, it's coming together.
Yeah,
like butt cheeks.
Yeah, kudos. Yeah, they're fucking. Hey, you funny guy.
Yeah, but to be honest, I believe that with the digital currency, it brings all the world monetaries coming together. Opposed to there's going to be this, going to be the ruble here, it's going to be this here.
It's a digital one world currency, just like William Cooper predicted.
Right.
And Behold a Pale Horse. Right. That's crazy.
Crazy, yeah. And then,
published in 91, bro.
And you know what? I am not afraid of it. I welcome it.
I'm not afraid. I mean, I'm not afraid of what's happening now. So why would I be afraid of what you're going to do later?
Yeah.
I don't follow your laws now. So why will I follow those laws later?
For real.
I'm just like, but I'm just putting this out there because we got a really cool show and we want to get paid for this shit. Let's do it.
Let's
Bam.
do it. And they can
what are you going to say, brother?
It to digital currency too.
I was just going to say, it's nothing to be afraid of, but it's just more of them taking our liberties away because there's freedom in cash. There's anonymity in cash, and they don't want anonymity. You know what I mean? They don't want a transaction where I just hand you something and
now there's a paper trail for everything.
For everything, bro. There's a digital timestamp and like you just said,
everything.
It's on the blockchain.
But I believe it's going to always be a black market, though. So I'm not saying that it's going to completely
You're
go
right.
out,
It just changes, right?
It's going to just change
because the dark web already exists. So they've been saying that the blockchain and cryptocurrency was being used for nefarious things the whole time. So you're right.
Right.
It's going to be used still, but the way they're trying to put structure in place and put what are these corporations are now incorporating Bitcoin, so that's why they're trying to ease out the
NFL players can be able to get it, man. You know that I've been online and some of these chicks they selling coochie for crypto,
right, bro?
So it's a real big deal,
right?
It's a real big deal. Like you can't miss it. And I'm involved in it myself. I like it. I enjoy it. I like it.
Hell yeah. It seems to be working, so whatever, man. I mean, everything's fucked up. If the people that are running it are fucking horrible, doesn't matter what you have. If you have fiat currency, solid gold, no matter what, if those people are horrible, it's not going to work. No matter what ism you follow, fascism, communism, capitalism, if those people are corrupt, it's not going to work.
Right.
So that's really where the problem is corruption. I'm sure all those systems probably work great if you do it properly. Yeah, they're probably all great.
Yeah, well, we all got this thing called flesh, so we fell to it.
There you go. Well, check this out. Hey, turn that down real quick, brother. This is a guy talking about the Petro dollar. So this will kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on, and especially why Russia is so very, very important.
And soon it had a new name, the petrodollar. Your currency is only as strong as the demand for it, just like anything else, the supply and demand. Why the petrodollar is important, it causes a demand for the US dollar. A lot of Americans don't realize that over 70% of all the $100 bills in the world are actually outside of the US. There's more $100 bills in Russia than there are in America. This stockpile of US dollars in countries around the world is because oil is bought and sold using the greenback. If oil starts trading in non-petrodollars, such as gold or a basket of currencies, or if China and Russia start trading in Yuan and Ruble rather than US dollars, that demand isn't there. And the way of life for the average American will be done. It will be worse than the Great Depression.
There you go. He literally just said the Yuan and the Ruble, and that's what those deals are going down in.
Wow.
The Yuan and the Ruble.
Wow.
I've always kind of known this, though, bro. Like, they teach this in economics and shit when you're young, if you're really paying attention. And when I learned it, it blew my mind, so I brought it up to my mom. But most adults didn't want to deal with it. But they teach you that our system was unsustainable.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that, what is it? Like, corporations have to have growth year after year after year after year after year, or else their investors, aren't happy. But the reality is that's not sustainable. You can't have constant growth,
Absolutely.
We try,
Well, he made the point. He said it's fiat. If you really look at the word fiat, that means fake. That means they can get rid of that mug at any time they decide, you know what, this don't work no more. Mm-hmm. Let's make this some paper mache out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at the German currency and
it's happened
right before World War II.
Oh, wow.
Did I show you that? Remember that picture I sent you? You guys Google pictures of the German currency pre-World War II and the kids playing with it. Like stacks, bro. Stacks on pallets just all over, because you'd go buy like a loaf of bread for like $1. It would be $2 or $3 the very next day. The money was worthless, bro.
Wow.
That's how bad their inflation was.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah. Made our Great Depression look, it like paled in comparison. Crazy, bro. But look at this. So there's always, to me, an angle that's even a little deeper. And my personal opinion is that China's running this whole shit anyways, right? The left is the true face of the government. All this bullshit that they're always doing. The right is controlled opposition. But they're all on the same team. That's my personal opinion.
Players.
All right. Well, if you look at that and you're like, okay, well, obviously, if they're buying oil, what do we have to do? We don't buy oil. We make electric vehicles, right? So there's that bullshit sustainability Agenda 21 nonsense. They'll make that play. They'll start pushing for the electric vehicles, right? Because China and Russia, they're going to cripple our economy unless we do something about it. What are we going to do? But if you look at it, dude, look at this. China has 60% of the lithium and 80% of the cobalt. You need that for
the electric cars.
For the electric cars.
Right.
So it's a two-way checkmate. It's done. It's done. That's what this is saying. It is done. They have the electric vehicles. They're buying the oil in their fucking currency now. No matter where we go, China.
Made
And that's
China.
what they wanted from the gate, bro. That's what they wanted from the gate. You guys, this is CNN Business, and it says how a battery shortage could threaten U.S. national security. There's a good deal of stuff right here. I don't really want to read it. I just wanted to point out that 60% of the lithium and 80% of the cobalt comes from China.
Kush and chemtrails, the world's most dangerous podcast.